Now at 10, battling the blaze. What fire crews are up against as they tackle several raging wildfires near Navajo Nation. Plus, a wanted fugitive arrested during a traffic stop. How police were able to catch up to the suspect. And
I've never met this woman, never seen her, never talked to her. Just some random person.
Pepper sprayed in a parking lot. We're hearing from the victims about what may have led up to the attack.
Live, we're there for you. ABC4 News at 10 starts now.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills.
And I'm Emily Flores. We thank you for joining us here tonight.
Another triple-digit day today. More heat on the way, so let's get right to the weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
All right, Alana, we're coming up on Father's Day weekend, holiday weekend. Lots of people out recreating. Let's talk about the risk of fire danger throughout the state.
That's not the only danger, Emily. We're actually going to see several weather hazards, but fire danger is up there as the winds are going to take off. We start tonight with that live look. You can see which way the flag is pointed from our Colonial Flag Tower camera. Clear skies, and we get southerly flow. This is going to be a game changer as we head into our Friday and for the holiday weekend. Today we tied the record, hitting 100 degrees, triple-digit heat, our second day of the season. In Salt Lake City, we averaged 4. Last year, we hit 21. We tied the all-time record, and yes, we're starting early this year, 16 degrees above the norm today. Made it to 106 in St. George, triple digits in Moab, Hanksville, and in Lake Powell, so the heat was on. The winds were also pretty gusty. They're still breezy out there tonight, but into tomorrow, that really becomes a big change. We get fire danger with dry air out there and those winds whipping. South to southwesterly winds bringing in a big difference. New drought numbers out today haven't changed. So you know we're extremely dry. We looked at these last week with 7% of the state in that exceptional drought. And as we head into tomorrow, the fire risk, which was elevated today, it becomes critical for a portion of the Beehive State. We're going to look at the active weather warnings and what you need to know coming up in my full forecast. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
Thanks so much, Alana. Nearly 700 firefighters battling a blaze near Navajo Nation. Arizona officials saying both the pipeline and haywire fires are burning more than a combined 25,000 acres. More than 2,200 people have been evacuated from the Flagstaff area due to these fires. And as fire containment efforts continue, officials say they anticipate extensive flooding in the area because so much vegetation has burned up. The pipeline fire just over 30% contained.
And the state is getting 2 new helicopters to help fight wildfires this year. The Utah Division of Forestry, Fire and State Land saying it's getting 2 Type 1 helicopters. This is the first time the state has made an exclusive use contract for these types of helicopters. The state has also hired 3 seasonal helicopter managers to help fight the fires from above. And now to an ABC4 News exclusive. Unified Fire Department searching for a woman they say pepper sprayed a couple and their child in a parking lot in Midvale.
ABC4's Lena Takata joining us live from Midvale with more on what led up to this incident. Lena, what can you tell us?
Glenn, Emily, a woman and her fiance say they had just finished grocery shopping at Winkle with their 9-month-old baby and were putting those groceries away in their car when a woman started yelling at them from across the parking lot.
I thought she was just yelling at the wrong person because she acted like she knew us or something, like she had a problem with us.
Dakota Hallman says at first she wasn't sure if she and her boyfriend were being confused for someone else.
Honestly, nothing even led up to it. We were just walking out from getting our groceries.
But the woman who Tanner Mogelson, Hallman's fiance, says they had never met or even seen before, drove towards the couple and their vehicle in a silver SUV, pepper spraying them. Mogelson says he was sprayed across his forehead, side of his face, and back of the neck.
It burns really bad, but it lasts forever, and you can't take a shower to shower it off because it feels like it's just blistering and burning.
The suspect then circled back around and sprayed Hallman in the face as Hallman was calling the police.
So I started snotting and crying, and I couldn't see anything.
Hallman says one of her first thoughts was her 9-month-old baby who was in their vehicle. She says they closed the car doors before their child was hit with the pepper spray.
So you can't even defend yourself. I didn't know if she was running up on me or the child.
Your eyes, your nose, kind of your throat, it can give that sensation that you're having difficulty breathing. So for a small child or an infant, that could be incredibly terrifying.
Police say they have yet to identify the suspect, but say she appears to be a white woman with a medium build. Hallman says the woman appeared to be in her early 30s.
She's used pepper spray, which is a weapon, against these individuals, and we definitely want to identify who she is.
Hallman and Mogelson say they decided to speak up before more people are targeted.
You just don't know what someone's capable of doing in that situation. If they're willing to just come up and yell at you and pepper spray some random person they've never met, you don't know what that person's capable of.
The Unified Police Department is asking anyone with information to call the phone number on your screen. For more on this story, visit our website, abc4.com. Live in Midvale, Lena Takada, ABC4 News.
All right, thank you so much, Lena. Well, new tonight, a Spanish Fork man is in jail after ramming into 2 police cars while trying to escape a traffic stop. According to Utah County Sheriff's Office, 29-year-old Chad Llewellyn was driving on I-15 near the point of the mountain when a detective spotted him and discovered Llewellyn had a warrant for violating parole. Officers followed him to a gas station to make a traffic stop. The Sheriff's Office saying he refused to comply with the officers' orders and rammed into 2 of the patrol cars while trying to escape. Eventually, police were able to pull him out of the car, discovering drugs and paraphernalia, they say. Llewellyn was booked into the Utah County Jail on several felony charges.
A safety alert tonight for students at the University of Utah after a reported stalker at the U has been released from jail. 40-year-old Aniete Umoran is accused of stalking and harassing several women. Police arresting him last week and permanently banning him from campus. They say Umoran uses different names and tries to avoid telling people how old he is. He is a registered sex offender and had warrants out for his arrest because he's not following sex offender law. Today, police on campus were notified about his release from the Salt Lake County Jail.
He is being released. He's not to be here, and we have issued a campus ban for him, so he is aware of that. But if he does happen to show up, we just wanted that familiarity for our community. Hey, if you see him, call, and we will come deal with it right away.
There have been roughly half a dozen victims who reported stalking and harassment.
Sandy City Police are looking for this woman. You'll see in just a moment. They say she used a credit card that was stolen during a robbery. Here she is. She was seen getting into a black BMW SUV. There's the vehicle. Police are hoping someone recognizes her or the car in these surveillance photos. If you do, you're asked to call police at the number on your screen. And new tonight, police in St. George arresting a man who they say robbed a restaurant while threatening to use a gun. Now, this happened yesterday afternoon at the Pizza Hut on 1930 West Sunset Boulevard. Police say 26-year-old Daxton Farr went into the pizza shop, demanded money, told employees he had a gun on him. He took off with about $70 out of the register, but thanks to surveillance footage, police were able to catch him walking down a nearby street. No one was hurt, but Farr is now in the Washington County Jail.
Utah Governor Spencer Cox addressing gun reform at his monthly press conference today. The governor says he wants to wait and see proposed federal legislation before doing anything at the state level. Cox showing empathy toward the victims of the Uvalde shooting, noting that in the last decade, millions of dollars have gone toward school security, but he says in this case makes him think about what could happen here in Utah.
I also know that the odds are that it will happen here in the state of Utah someday. And I'm probably going to have to be the one to stand in front of those parents and look them in the eye. And it's going to be devastating if I can't, in good faith, say we tried to do something.
Cox says the idea for gun reform in his mind is to make sure it doesn't impact someone's Second Amendment rights.
And now to Washington, where the Congressional Committee investigating the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol held its third public hearing and presented their findings to the American people. Today, the committee focusing on an alleged pressure campaign by former President Donald Trump to get Vice President Pence to overturn the will of the voters and declare Trump the winner of the election.
Mike Pence said no. He resisted the pressure. He knew it was illegal. He knew it was wrong.
And Pence's former general counsel Greg Jacob, who was with him in the Capitol on January 6th, agreed.
There is no justifiable basis to conclude that the vice president has that kind of authority.
Vice President Pence did not address the committee himself today. The committee announcing the next hearing date will be on Tuesday, June 21st.
Turning now to the coronavirus. As COVID cases rise in some parts of the country, protection could soon be on the way for America's youngest age group. An FDA advisory panel recommending both Pfizer and Moderna's shots for children between 6 months and 5 years old, saying they appear safe and effective despite mild symptoms like irritability and fever.
And communities throughout Utah are preparing for Juneteenth festivities happening this weekend. The city of Mill Creek holding its first annual Juneteenth celebration with a soul skate night on Sunday from 5 until 10 p.m. It'll happen at the Mill Creek Commons Skate Loop located at 1300 East and Chambers Avenue. That's about 3100 South. Attendees can enjoy live DJ, watching live performances, and of course support local businesses owned by people of color. This Sunday will be the first year Juneteenth will be officially recognized as a federal holiday.
Country music legend Garth Brooks is in town this weekend, and you can expect to see busy roads near Rice-Eccles Stadium as a result. Utah Department of Transportation and Utah Transit Authority are advising travelers to plan ahead. The concerts are tomorrow and Saturday nights. UDOT saying they expect heavy traffic on streets like Foothill Drive, 4th South, 5th South, and I-80 in eastern Salt Lake County. You can also ride UTA for free, by the way, on the day of the concerts. For more information on that, visit rideuta.com/Garth.
All right, coming up, a small plane takes a tumble into a Texas lake. Hear how the pilot was rescued.
And why the Michigan plant at the center of the baby formula shortage is halting production yet again.
And we've got several weather threats setting up as we head into our Friday and Father's Day weekend. We're going to break down all of the active warnings they're posted, when they go into effect, and how they impact your weekend. Coming up in Utah's most accurate forecast.